The Thrustmaster TLCM and the FANATEC CSL load cell, two of the most popular pedals currently available, but which one should you get? The answer to that is not as simple as you might think. Before going to the review, the disclaimer: the FANATEC CSL was sent by FANATEC and Thrustmaster was sent by Race Anywhere. I have affiliate links with both of these companies. While both pedal sets cost more or less the same, the thinking and approach behind them is quite different, and so are the specs. The CSL is a build-it-yourself pedal set, very easily assembled, built out of stamped steel, while the TLCMs are more of a mix and match of plastic and cast metal in a pre-assembled set. The ratings for the load cell are also different, with the TLCM having a technical advantage with a 100 kilo load cell against the 60 of the FANATEC. But there's more to it than just numbers. Both of the sets are Hall effect sensors, and they can either connect to the PC through a USB or to the respective wheelbases through an RJ cable. At the moment of recording, the prices hover around at 190 euros or pounds. The TL sometimes have price deals, and you can buy them on many places like brick and mortar stores or even at multiple sites. While FANATEC is rather conservative on promotions or Black Friday deals for equipment, as well as the channels to buy this set are rather limited, so currently is the stock. First, the build quality. The CSLs are definitely better built. All parts are tight with excellent tolerances. When assembled, the pedal set is sturdy. The stock pedal faces are just okay, but if you want, FANATEC sells a different pedal face set. The TLCMs, on the other hand, has a bit of a structure built of plastic. The fit and finish pales in comparison. There's significant side-to-side movement in the pedal mounting. There is also reports of creaking after long-term use. The metal finishing is also inferior, the polishing is coarser, and some areas feel grabbier even if not sharp. The fit and finish also extends to quality of the components in the build. A plastic part that holds a washer of the retainer grommet for the brake pedal broke. While it doesn't interfere with the pedal's functioning, it's something you do not wish to see, and this being a loaner set, it's something I don't want to see as well. The prices are more or less the same, but that's not the whole story. The TLCMs have an advantage that is customizability, either through parts that come in the box or buying third-party parts like this rubber over here, which we're going to try in the future. And the FANATEC CSL comes whatever it is on the box, so what you see is what you get, but it has the advantage to be a more concise and coherent pedal set. Let's start with the CSL first. The throttle and clutch pedals are very light. The travel is very similar to other pedals you'll see around from FANATEC or even other brands. The brake pedal harkens back to the first CSL Elite with an elastomer group, but this time there's only a choice that is available in the box. The brake resistance is significant. The rubbers go back to the start position almost immediately after releasing your foot. It's a very familiar FANATEC brake setup. The TLCMs are a very different experience. The resistance of the throttle and clutch is much different, so is the brake pedal. Because of where the springs are located in relation to the pedal, the force of the spring acts in the extremity of the pedal, creating an arch pedal feel. This was strange in the beginning, and it's something to get used to. The personalization of the brake in the TLCM is a central selling point. There are 5 main springs, 2 red, the hardest, then 2 mediums, while the white is the softest. There's also a preload spring, which you may choose to partially or totally make redundant with the use of up to 5 washers. The other personalization you can do in the pedals is change the pedal face position in the TLCMs, or in the CSL, change the positions of the faces, as well as change to a set of different pedal faces that FANATEC sells, or change the pedal position left to right, or even remove one of the pedals if you don't need them. If you want more resistance in the throttle, you can do so by changing the clutch with the throttle. Using them side to side shows that these design choices create a vastly different experience. The TLCMs are a strange set of pedals with so many good things, but a few things that, when fixed, would vastly make the usability of it so much better. Starting with the pedal feel, there's that arch pedal feel I talked about in the TLCMs, and this is something to get used to. That arching feel was something that took me a long time to get right when doing heel and toe down shifting. I ended up misshifting quite a lot because of it. The spring brake choice changes massively how the brake operates. A lower spring choice makes the brake slow to respond back and creates an oscillation in the movement that will make your braking feel very erratic. The red springs fix this oscillation but create another issue where you can compress fully the springs but the brake isn't fully saturated. Then with zero movement left, there's still 15% of the brake that can be applied with a little more force. Depending on the braking style, this can be an issue. Jumping to the FANATEC set, the build consistency and attention to detail continues in its usability. It's a very traditional feeling set. The torsion springs are well calibrated. If they are too soft, and they are in my opinion, the travel is just right, and this is the type of set you get into and will feel right at home. The brake pedal has an excellent feel and bite. The elastomers can't be changed, so it seems they took their time to find the correct set and setup for the majority of users. Though for me, the issue is the load cell. Yes, it's super precise, the braking is really good, but I find they are too easy to saturate. I'm coming from a set of V3s using at 90 kilos, so that could be the issue. Nonetheless, with the TLCMs, I was using the same pressure and not hitting that zone where the pedal doesn't move. Braking in the same way, the CSL load cell is being overworked. But the consistency of use and the drop-in capacity is a massive plus for the CSLs. The consistency is superior, ending up as a differentiation factor between sets. In between braking experiences only. With the TLCMs, I was always able to match my times with the V3s as long as no clutch was involved. With the CSL, it was difficult because it's quite hard to get used to a weaker load cell when you are used to a stronger one. So which one of these two do I prefer? Well, there are a couple of ways to look at it. As a product, the CSL is superior. It's a far more polished piece of kit. It's polished in the build, in the quality that is transferred then to a rather coherent usability. Technically, while inferior to the TLCMs, it's more rounded, and this can make an effect on your decision to buy. Personally, the brake on the TLCM feels better to me, though I give an edge to the elastomer on the CSL. It's the braking, it's more usable to my style of driving. Because of the TLCM, load cell has a wider range of usage that kind of fixes some of the misgivings that come with this type of set. Which one of these two would I take personally? Well, because I race sometimes on a PlayStation 4, I need something that is compatible to the PlayStation 4 by using it through a wheelbase. So in that case, it's a no-brainer for me. I'll take the FANATEC CSL. In some cases, I would take also the FANATEC CSL because it's a more rounded piece of kit and it's better built. However, if I was racing exclusively on the PC, I would take the TLCM. The brake pedal suits me a little more. I've tried them both back to back, and the times that I get are better than TLCMs, even though the experience isn't that good. I would take this one and then I would mod it to my needs. Two different pieces of kit, and depending on the circumstance, I would take one or the other. Leave in the comments the experience you have with either one of these kits and which one would you choose.